Today I am going to talk about one of the techniques which we call it as Pomodoro technique, जो हमने एक एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन मोड में we actually introduced in the July times. जब हमारे बच्चों ने मॉक्स स्टार्ट किया तो we introduced this kind of a technique which was called the Pomodoro technique. Actually हम एक हमारे प्रोग्राम्स में हर कोर्सेस में एक फेस है जिसे हम कहते हैं टेस्टिंग फेस. Testing phase में we actually are taking tests on a daily basis, and on the basis of that we actually are analyzing the mocks on a every alternate day. After a mocks we analyze mocks. Now even in one of the series actually we divide people into different percentile models. I meant to say there are 5 different levels in our courses which we call it as series. So 8, 9 and 10, the higher series in which the people are already into the 80 or 90 percentile. What we started was we just experimented with some of the batches. So this technique actually many of our students actually knows about it, and I think even the people are talking, the chatting, yes. So there are some students in the class who are aware of the Pomodoro technique. इस टेक्निक में क्या हम करते हैं, बेसिकली टेक्निक क्या है, लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस यू. कॉन्सेप्ट वाइज में इट विल लुक वेरी सिंपल टू यू. टेक्निक है कि डिवाइड द होल वर्क into different intervals. Okay, सारे काम को different intervals में बांट दीजिए, usually 25 to 30 or 40 minutes, and start taking occasional breaks. So concept wise में it is simple: calm, break, calm, break, calm, break. Okay, so there is nothing like in a concept. It's not very difficult to understand, but actually the magic lies in the execution. Now, in many of the mocks we used to see many students used to have a burnout thing. For example, what exactly happens in the mocks are, even in the real exams like CAT, GMAT, CUET, SAT and everything, जब आप एग्ज़ाम देते हैं, the first section, second section is fine, but when you reach the third section, usually a fatigue sets in. इसे mental fatigue आप कह लो या आप कहो कि that is a more of a situation before a burnout. So what exactly happens is, now what the situation a student usually faces, and even teachers faces when they go for the exams, now they have so many people are giving, now 3 lakh, 5 lakh people are giving one exam, and you have that sense ki in 2 hours your life is at stake, so you will try as much hard as possible, and that's a very natural thing to happen. Now what exactly happens in that case is you keep on sprinting. Okay, आप भागते जा रहे हो. So what exactly is happening is, till the time you're reaching the third section, actually you're not supposed to keep on sprinting. So Pomodoro technique is kind of a technique in which हम अपने work को कुछ intervals में बांटें और breaks लें बीच में. Now in mocks how it is done. In the last section, the section 3, which might be quant, and in GMAT you can choose your sections, so you can choose any section, but many of the exams the sections are already set. Now the people who are good in maths will do good in the total CAT, reason being the last section your actually mind is having a lot of fatigue factor, and people who are doing well, even with less effort they are able to score well, but on an average means 90 to 95% people would be doing so well in the quant. And the reason is not that quant बहुत मुश्किल exam है. In all the IQ test, it is never about the question. Okay, question is very easy. The whole thing is the time. The pressure is created by time and not the question. Okay. For example, there might be maths question which may need many steps to be done. For example, profits इधर से हुआ उधर से हुआ, all profits to be calculated, and then from the discount you have to take the percentage and everything out. So it might need lot of, in a way I would say it may need lot of efforts and time. So in every IQ test, आप SAT, CUET, GMAT, CAT, SSC, UPSC, any exam you may be talking about, it is never about the questions, it is always about the time. So focus on that factor. So the idea is, आप कितनी अच्छी तरह एक प्रेशर को हैंडल करते हैं, that actually works. and that's what Pomodoro technique helps in. Now, what we started teaching our batches was, when you're starting the third section, start taking some breaks in between. Now, it looks so easy, okay? Work, break, work, break. कोई भी कहेगा, सभी को पता समझ आ जाएगा कि it's a very easy thing to do. But let's now talk about an execution factor. When I'm working, that whatever that, let's say I have taken a 40 minutes or let's say 40 minutes, I have taken an interval with a work interval. 40 minutes I will be focusing on the work. And what kind of a focus I will have? I will have a laser-like focus. Okay. Now I ask most of the students in the class, कितने लोग अपना काम laser-like focus 40 minutes भी करते हैं? Now, if you see any student studying in the class, even let's say, even if I'm asking most of the students, कोई अपना Instagram check कर रहा है, कोई Facebook check कर रहा है. So in 40 minutes, if you are able to have a 40 minutes work interval, a work का duration with a laser-like focus, believe me, you would be doing very well in all kind of an exams, rather you would be doing very well in even life. So what exactly I'm trying to say is, the Pomodoro technique says, pick work durations, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever you may like to take, or depends on the capacity of your brain, and start taking breaks, 1 or 2 minutes break, and then start the same kind of work duration of 40 minutes and then break. Now in mocks, what we started was section 3. Start section 3 with a 1 minute break, at least a 1 minute break. And even after 20 minutes in the section 3, take one more break. Once more 1 minute. Now let's talk about this break. कितना easy लगता है 1 minute का break. Now let's talk about that 1 minute break. Now in 1 minute, when I'm saying break, what does it mean? Does it mean कि आप exam दे रहे हैं और break लेते हैं? चलो, let's start looking at all the other people in the class. I'm not saying that. Break means zero brain activity. What is zero brain activity? Zero brain activity is when you're thinking nothing. You're not thinking about the exam, you're thinking about nothing. Just like a sleep, in the sleep what you do. Now the question students should be asking, and I think many of the people would be asking me, वो कैसे करें? You always tend to keep on thinking, even if you close your eyes, आपका mind तो चल रहा है, so you are thinking, and even when you're sitting in the exam, obviously you are thinking about the questions, but you can do it. And that's where the execution lies, the execution factor lies, or the magic of execution lies. Practice it. Practice 40 minutes. Every section is 40 minutes. Practice 40 minutes of laser-like focus and take 1 or 2 minutes break after every work. But in that break, try to have a zero brain activity. And how can you do it? There are many techniques to do it. One of the technique we teach is, I will not call it meditation. Meditation looks like a very big thing. I just ask students to focus on a thing which they like a lot, whatever they might be liking. Let's say they like the face of their mother. Let's say they like their car. Let's say they like anything in the galaxy or the universe. Concentrate on it for 1 or 2 minutes. Your brain activity will turn zero. So even if, what I'm trying to say is, try to tame your brain into a situation where you're working for a very intense, very focused work for 40 minutes, and then start taking 2 minutes break. In the last section, at least take 2 breaks in between that is starting with the section 3, take 1 break, and after 20 minutes take 1 more break. It will work wonders for you. I'll see in GMAT what exactly happens is you can choose your sections. So when you're choosing your section, what exactly happens is you always start with a section in which you are not good at. Okay, you will keep the section which you are very fluent in at the last section, but in many of the exams you don't have the luxury of doing that. तो जब वो है नहीं, तो what is the way out is the Pomodoro. आप एक चीज़ को क्लियर रखिए अपने माइंड में, mind is fragile. Mind is not like I would say there is a fatigue factor which sets in. It's not like that you will keep on working and there is nothing will happen in the brain. The brain, all studies tells us, and psychology studies tells us, brain can only work for 20 to 40 minutes at the max in the full capacity focused work if you are doing, only for 40 minutes. Now these exams are for 2 to 3 hours. How to handle it? How to handle the fatigue? The fatigue, only way you can handle is taking a rest. And once I'm repeating, when I'm saying taking a rest, it doesn't mean sleeping, it doesn't mean even looking around, it doesn't mean even closing your eyes. It means zero brain activity. Try to work it out. It is working wonders for many of the students in our batches. Reason being, many of the people are able to score much better in the section 3 with this technique. It may look very easy to you, work, break, easy लगता है, लेकिन execution में when you start doing, एक 40 minutes के pockets बना लो, work pockets, intense, laser like, एक focus और concentration develop करो, और बस जब break करना है तो अपने brain को switch off कर दो. And believe me, this is nothing but taming the brain. Easy लगता है? आप करके देखो, बाजा बज जाए. The point what I'm trying to say is it's not easy to do. अच्छा, if anyone is having any question, they can ask me. Yes, yes. One of the question is talking about, one of the students said that he doesn't face burnout, but he faces a paralysis. Yes, it's a very good word rather. I would say, see, that's what exactly happens. I understand. When your life is at stake and you are running, sprinting, तो obviously लगता है कि मुझे भी भागना है और सभी की तरह I will keep on running. But believe me, after burnout, you will have a mental paralysis stage even, where your brain will, the things which you can do easily in 5 minutes, you will need 15 to 20 minutes to complete it. It happens. Any other questions? Okay, so let me end the session. So try this technique in your mocks, and believe me, it will work wonders for you. In last section, this will work wonders. Okay, and just think, why teachers do so well in the CAT or GMAT or SAT and CUET. See, first reason is they have nothing to lose. The teachers have nothing to lose. But most important thing is they are able to handle pressure very well. Why they are able to handle pressure very well is they know after giving the exams maybe 2-3 times or 4-5 times or multiple times how to handle pressure well. So once I'm repeating, these exams are not subject oriented or knowledge oriented exams. These exams should be called smart exams. So they are talking about smart techniques, and it is much more dealing with how you handle pressure and how you handle that time pressure and how you handle your mental fatigue is what exactly is a key to success.